Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chlorine King vlog. I really hope that over the last year you guys have learned a lot of information from watching the videos. And so what I wanted to do this year is give, every once in a while, give topics of the book that I'm writing in the version of a vlog. So today's topic is going to be, what services do you need? And I don't mean, what services you should offer the client, like should you do pool service, green cleans, repairs and all that stuff. Or, should you get an account at SCP or Gorman or something like that. What I'm talking about is what services and third-party companies do you need to pay for that will make your job as a pool business owner easier? And so what we'll do is go through the services that I pay for and explain why I use them, and hopefully you guys will take a look at learning how to make your business more simplified, more automated, and have people do stuff for you versus you doing everything. Because as you know, as a pool business owner, you're the accountant, you're the bookkeeper, you're the marketing guy, you're the social media guy. I mean, you wear so many hats that it just wears you out. You're constantly running billing, you're making sure everyone's paying on time. So there's services and people out there that will make those things easier for you. So first things first, when I first started, at least here in Florida, I hired a registered agent. And registered agent is someone that takes care of your state stuff, like your annual filing with the state and all that stuff. It's like a legal entity that makes sure that you're compliant with the state. So they also, I remember they also did my LLC for me when I first started. So to me, it's an invaluable thing because that way I just know everything's done correctly. They remind me when stuff's needed to be done and all that good stuff. So to me, it's worth the $250 a year I pay for it. Moving forward, as for finances, you're going to need a bookkeeper. A bookkeeper is someone who manages your books, makes sure your expenses get put in the right categories. They send you a monthly P&L, profit and loss, to see how your business is doing. And at the end of the year, they prepare documents to hand to your accountant. So to me, that's an invaluable resource, because that way you're not constantly having to monitor the books and just make sure everything's correct and all that good stuff. She costs $100 a month. To me, it's worth it in all the time that I save. And she's awesome. She's completely responsive. She does stuff for me that I don't think is necessarily part of her description. Like, for instance, when I wanted to, I'm an LLC, but I'm currently taxed as an S Corp because there's some tax benefits from being taxed as an S Corp. And she got all that paperwork done for me instead of me having to pay someone else. So she's an incredible resource to me, and I really appreciate her. So moving from the bookkeeper, now we're going to talk about my accountant. And she's responsible for, at the end of the year, filing taxes and determining whether if I'm going to be getting a return or if I'm paying taxes and all that good stuff. The reason why I hire these people, especially with the financial stuff, is because, they have guarantees that their stuff's correct, which in a lot of ways makes me, although I'm signing on the line and I'm quote-unquote responsible, they fix anything that they do incorrect under my name of sorts. So to me, both of them are invaluable. And you guys are probably asking, well, why are you having two separate people do it? Can't they just do both? And the truth is, yes, both my accountant and both my bookkeeper can do both services, but I like hiring separate people because it's two more eyes that are going through my finances, and they get to correct each other and keep each other in check. Not that, I don't mean anything bad by that, but what I mean is you just have more sets of eyes looking over the documents and to make sure everything's doubly correct. So to me, that's why I have both an accountant and a bookkeeper. Let's see, regarding more finances, you're going to need a payroll service. my first year I didn't have a payroll service. I wasn't issuing a check to anybody. I was just sort of taking money out as I needed. And it turned out to be just a tax nightmare. I was asked to, recall all these documents that I didn't know what I'd do with them because I didn't know how to keep them. And it turned out that issuing payroll really eliminates a lot of those problems. So I use Gusto. It's an awesome service. It's like, I want to say it's $50 a month, and they not only issue the payroll checks to myself and my employees, they also withhold the taxes that are owed to the state every quarter, and then they automatically pay those taxes for you. So again, that's one less thing that I have to mentally think about because that program and service does it for me. So to me, that's an invaluable thing. And plus, you definitely want to payroll as quickly as possible because that way, like I mentioned before, it's not a tax issue. But, as a business, I own 𝐿𝐿, but I don't just take money out as I want. 𝐿𝐿 actually issues me a check. I'm actually technically an employee of 𝐿𝐿, even though I own it. But that's the best way to keep things separate and all that. So a payroll service is definitely a must-have, and in my opinion, just completely worth it. So moving on to more financial stuff, you're going to want to definitely look for some type of billing software. I used QuickBooks forever. In a short story, on my honeymoon, it was billing time, and I remember spending 3 hours of my honeymoon filling out invoices, and I just kept racking my brain. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And so I found a program called PayThePoolMan. I think it's $40 a month, but it literally takes me 5 seconds to run billing. It's literally 3 clicks on the mouse. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Totally worth it. I mean, that $40 and that 3 hours of time I save, which is probably more now that I've grown a lot more, is just completely invaluable to me. So I really like PayThePoolMan. He's very responsive if you have issues, constantly updating his software, so I really like it. So that's another service that I really like paying for. Another service that if you want to be a cut above everyone else is some type of reporting software, some type of service program. There's a bunch out there. There's just so many out there, it's impossible to discuss them all, but you need to find one that you're happy with, and that's affordable. I think I pay $40 a month for mine, and it's a great cover your butt tool, and the customers really appreciate the correspondence each week. So there's another cost, but totally worth it to me. Then you got to look at things like your typical insurances, your general liability, your commercial. My commercials through Progressive, they have very affordable rates, decent coverage. For general liability, I use SPPA, the Swimming Pool Pro Alliance. They have phenomenal coverages. In fact, I told one of my good friends, JD Pool Clean over in Port St. Lucie, about it. He looked at it, and they quoted him half of what he's paying for better coverage. So I really like them. Let them know if you're going to sign up with them. Let them know you're part of the 𝐿𝐿 group, and once we hit 10 people in that group, they'll give us 10% off. So it saves us even more money. So definitely know if you're interested in that. I'll send you a link and all that good stuff, and we'll get you squared away. But then, really the final thing I would definitely recommend, especially if you're doing repairs and renovations, is retain a lawyer. You never know what's going to happen during the course of the work, with the expensive cost of everything. Make sure you're protected. I have a lawyer I retained just in case. You never know. So those are really the main services that I would recommend to get you started in the right direction and make sure that you're on the up and up, and it just makes your life easier, because I promise you all those services will. So don't hesitate to like and subscribe and share the heck out of this video, and thanks for paying attention and watching, and have a great day.